Hey, it's Todd with Defense and Safety. I want to do a quick gun review on the Glock 19, probably one of the most reviewed guns on YouTube. But the reason I just wanted to kind of give my opinion on this pistol. I think if I were legally restricted to owning only one pistol, that this would be the pistol that I would own. And there's a lot of reasons why I'm saying that. First of all, the 9mm is the world's caliber. More military and law enforcement use 9mm than any other round. And consequently, this Glock 19 and its bigger brother, the Glock 17, are the most widely issued military and law enforcement pistol in the world. Which means this pistol has been used by all kinds of people, poorly trained to highly trained, in all kinds of conditions, high stress and to simple practice, and all kinds of environmental conditions from hot, dusty, sandy, mud, water, ice, snow, cold, that this pistol has proven itself, I think, to the level that no other pistol has proven itself. It's a single manufacturer, unlike the Glock, unlike the 1911, which is definitely a proven pistol and an awesome pistol. I love 1911s. But the Glock is made one way by one company, and it's that pistol that everyone's using. So that's one reason. The other is the Glock 19, for me, is the perfect size. It's small enough to where it's concealable, if need be. It's large enough to where, you get a good grip on it. It definitely can get a full-handed grip on it. And as I said earlier, I know it's reliable. I know that it's not going to fail. And I know that it's going to, come through when I need it. I've only seen one Glock fail, and that was on a range, and actually in a defensive training class. And the little return trigger spring broke, and it looked to me when we looked at it that it was rusted. So somehow that gun must have got exposed to moisture, and I don't know. But funny enough, you could still take your finger and push the trigger forward after firing a shot and still keep shooting the gun. You just had to manually move the trigger forward. So even though something broke on this gun, it was still able to fire and function. The only other failures I've seen have been either ammunition or user related, like limp wristing. So it's an extremely reliable platform. The 9mm, in my opinion, is on par with 40 and 45 if you're shooting gold dots, Federal HSTs, or the Winchester Ranger Ts, or even the Corbon DPXs. All of those have proven in ballistic testing and actual shooting to be on par with the 40 and 45s. I certainly prefer a 45, but I like the 9 because of the increased capacity, better controllability on recoil, able to deliver more shots more accurately. But all of the higher end self-defense law enforcement type loads are getting you into the 12 to 14 inches of penetration, and they're expanding greater than a half an inch, some as much as 7/10 of an inch, which is on par with 40 and 45, although some 45s will expand more than that. So I feel very comfortable shooting a 9. A lot of people like to modify their pistols. The only thing that I must modify on it are the sights. I cannot stand the stock plastic Glock rear sight with that white U. It's distracting. I don't want to notice the rear sight. I want to focus on the front sight. Also, I like night sights on a defensive pistol because I want to be able to see my sights at night. And there's far greater chance that you're going to need this weapon in low light or in the dark to defend yourself than in the daylight, and these work fine in the daylight. I've also, when it's at home by my nightstand, I have the light on it, the TRL-1 stream light. Obviously, I want to identify when I'm potentially going to shoot before I press the trigger. A lot of people will put the extended mag release, on the, or not mag release on these pistols. I don't like that. I think these already have sharp corners here, and I don't have a problem ejecting the mag. I'm left-handed. When I eject mags on semi-autos, I keep my finger straight, my trigger finger straight, and I come up with my middle finger and I eject the magazine that way. That way my finger doesn't wander into the trigger well, and I'm able to do this very well. I've practiced it a lot. If you're right-handed, obviously you don't have a problem with this. I don't like the extended. I think it's had its sharp edges and it kind of gets in the way. The other thing a lot of people will do is an extended slide stop here. I mean, that is designed only to be pushed up to lock the slide back. It is not, the purpose is not a slide release. I am of the school that when you manipulate your slide, that you're not coming up here like this to move it down, that you're always using gross motor skills. You're trying to get as much meat on the slide as possible. 4 fingers and the whole palm of my hand. I'm going to cycle the slide back like that and push the pistol forward. I do not want to be grabbing the pistol like this. You're only grabbing it with a little bit of your hand. You're grabbing with just this much of your thumb and this much of your finger. Why risk that there's water, blood, sweat, grease, whatever on that gun, and you're not going to be able to get a good purchase on it? And when you're under stress, your gross motor skills, your fine motor skills go away. So trying to manipulate this is not a good idea. And trying to grab the slide with your 2 fingers, I don't think is a good idea. I think you should be grabbing it as firmly and as aggressively as possible and cycling the slide when needed. So the other thing, though, that I do put on these Glocks is the minus trigger connector, which used to be called a 3.5 pound. Now they call it a 4 pound. Glocks are typically 5.5 pounds, and that's really for getting quick, accurate shots. I think tougher with a 5.5. You can do it. I mean, I shoot well with it, but when you put the lighter one on there, you don't even notice the difference really. Side by side, it's hard to tell, but I know that I can get better, more accurate shots, because when it's a 5.5 pound or anything heavier, when you're pressing that trigger, that extra bit of effort can cause this pistol to come off the sight slightly. And you want to be just right on it, and you want that to break as easily as possible, and then reset. Obviously, hopefully you know about trigger reset, so that you're getting just the nicest, cleanest, crispest breaks, so that every shot is coming out and you're as accurate as possible. I don't change out the recoil spring and guide rod assembly. I know they're plastic and some people get nervous about that. Trust me, these does not affect anything. I shoot this in IDPA, so putting in a steel one is not allowed. The way to check if your springs are fatiguing is just bring the gun out of battery, like about that much, and let it ride forward. If it does not go into battery on its own, then the springs are fatiguing and you should replace them. They're like $5. You can go order like 5 of them. They'll last you a lifetime. This is probably my 3rd set on here. You can go like 6,000 rounds before it fatigues, unless you are leaving it, manipulating the slide a lot or leaving it locked back. But again, I just want to give my opinion on this Glock. I really have a lot of respect for this pistol. There's a love-hate relationship out there for a lot of people, but to me, it's an excellent platform, super reliable, a great caliber, and it functions flawlessly. So that's my thoughts on the Glock 19. Thanks for watching.